Apologies, everybody. There was we had a slight technical hitch, but hopefully you guys are still connected and watching the Swiss mince pasta being cooked from a famous chef. Thank you for rejoining, guys. Sorry for the slight technical hitch that we had, but the recipe is still being cooked. It's still simmering away. You missed the last step just now. You only missed a stir, so we just did a quick stir, and the next step will be coming up soon. One second. So like I mentioned before, if you've got any questions, please do feel free to send them through. I'll be happy to answer them. If there's anything specific, or even if it's commercial related, we do residential and commercial. We have a special commercial team that can get back to you with any commercial requirements. But if there's any questions you have, if you're doing your kitchen, if you want to integrate this into an existing kitchen, you have the option of the chef's table, which is like a standalone system. Or if you want to integrate it into a new kitchen, we can do all the design work here from London, and we can do the full interior design service for the kitchen. We partner with some of the well-known appliance manufacturers like Moley and Gaggenau and Siemens, and also the actual worktop finishes. We do lots of different versions of work surfaces. On this one, you can see we have Corian. We also use Phoenix, which is available in lots of different colors. We can even match up some of the colors to a RAL color. So if you have a specific color that you want to integrate your kitchen into, we can do a RAL color kitchen. So we can more or less do any color you require. Some of the natural surfaces, we have Patagonia from South America, which is a lovely material, especially for splashbacks and having it as a feature in your kitchen. We do marble. We'll have white Carrara marble, crema marfil, lots of different marble options there. We even do granite as well, like blue pearl granite. Also assoluto, the black granite as well. We also have Cosentino, lots of different quartz finishes that Cosentino provide. We do the silestone. We do Decton. Decton is a very durable worktop. So if you're after a worktop which is like really heat resistant, scratch proof, and very, very durable, we do Decton as well. We do Neolith. Neolith is like a ceramic based material, and you can probably see it on the walls here. We can book match some of these panels together. So if you want to create a nice sort of Neolith backsplash in your kitchen, we can not only have the panels made to specific sizes, but we can cut these panels and make sure that the vein is book matched, so you have a running continuous theme going through the kitchen. So the aesthetics of the kitchen is just as important as the technology and the actual furniture, but we can combine all that with a full design service here from London. We have access to all the different materials. We have access to all the fabricators that we have on our systems at the moment, and they are ready to do templating and installation. So It's the full kitchen installation service. Our team are also based here, so we have a team of installers and also the engineers as well. So engineers to come and install the robotic system, we have them available, all from the UK. So YouTube, got a message in from Aftatullo. Hi Afta. I sub you, bro. Okay, sub you, bro, too. Thank you. Okay, we've got more people joining on Instagram, which is great. Just to give you a quick update, we're now 64% of the recipe process. Shortly, it will be setting the temperature. So it's very, very important, especially with this particular recipe, that the temperature is adjusted at the right time. You know, when you're doing this manually, you can easily make a mistake, maybe overheat it or burn the food, because it's actually programmed in to cook the recipe as it should be. There's no room for, or there's no margin for any errors at all. So it eliminates all the errors. It's highly precise. The precision is absolutely right down to the last millimeter, even down to the control of the induction hob. So precision, consistency, and no errors is really important, not just for this recipe, but for all our recipes. Thank you guys for rejoining on Instagram. Sorry for the technical hitch we had earlier. It was just a slight technical hitch with our system here, but because we're obviously streaming this live, not everything goes to plan all the time. So we had a slight technical hitch, but now we're back on track. The recipe was still cooking, and we're now almost 70% of the way through. So we're almost through to the last third of the cooking process. And as you saw earlier, the way the actual ingredients were prepped, it's so simple. The system is a very simple, easy guide system. Even we've tested the system with our in-house cleaner as well. We just showed her once how ingredients are prepared and loaded, and we asked her to perform another recipe all by herself. And she literally picked it up straight away. She didn't have to practice or nothing. She just watched once only, load up the whole recipe, prepare the pans, prepare the utensils, make sure, check the diagram, because it's diagrammatic. It was done in a very pictorial way that she was easy to recognize. All the utensils should be positioned the right way and in the right location. So she was able to see the whole system as a diagrammatic form on the tablet. So she literally, from the get-go, she was able to cook the whole recipe from start to finish. That's how easy the system is to use.
Set sauce temp to 3.
It's now setting the temperature for the simmer down to 3. And the way the robotic system is designed, you can see there that the touch control is very precise and hits the hob at the exact point for the adjustment. Please do keep your questions coming through whilst the recipe is cooking. Remember, we've only got about another 30% to go, but please do send in your questions. So I've got a question, another question in from Langno Daniel. When it comes to the design, my father is asking, is it possible to have an old style design too, like Art Deco and per arrangement? Yeah, the answer to your question is yes. So as I mentioned earlier, before we partner with some of the very famous Italian brands like Minotti. Minotti do a lot of traditional raised and fielded design panels on their doors, where you can have it in high gloss or you can have it in a real wood, matte wood veneer, but with a bit of design. So we do shaker style, we do raised and fielded, traditional styled, we do beveled edge doors, we do handleless doors. So we do quite a few different design options, some of which we have here in the showroom, which we can have a virtual meeting and I can show you, or we can send you some information. So what I would suggest is maybe just send us a quick message via the website contact us page, and we'll be happy to share with you some examples of some of the traditional designs that we can achieve using one of our Italian suppliers. So yeah, please do send in your details. But the answer to your question is yes, we do Art Deco, we do raised and fielded traditional, we do the contemporary, handleless, handled, and on top of that, if you want elements of your kitchen design elsewhere in your interior, not just in your kitchen, but we can have elements around your whole interior, around attached to the kitchen. So if it's open plan, you may want to have some of the feature around the door architrave. You may want to have some of the features around the living area, and maybe another room in the dining room, for example. And we do also furniture as well. So we have special furniture that Minotti do for us, and we can certainly advise you and give you some ideas on that as well. But do get in touch and we can arrange a meeting to discuss in more detail. So 75% and simmering very nicely. And the rigatoni is ready, the chives are ready, salt's going to be ready. If you notice, the actual water hasn't been turned on yet because there's no need for it. So it will only be used and turned on when required and turned off when it's finished. So to give you an idea on energy usage, the say 1 hour's use of the robotic arm only consumes about 120 watts of energy, roughly 100 to 120 watts of energy, which is the same as having like a coffee machine or a laptop or something in your kitchen, or like a normal fridge, for example. So energy consumption is very, very highly efficient. The actual system to power up is only a 220 volt plug-in system, so it doesn't require any special electrics, any special wiring. It's simply mains fed 220 volts, and it's a very easy to install system and very efficient as well. Langno Daniel, awesome, thank you. I need to go, but sounds great, and we will be in touch later next year, closer to our project. Thank you, Langno Daniel. I look forward to speaking to you in the future. But in the meantime, anything you do want to know, please do get in touch. Thank you. Okay, so 77%, 78% now, which is great. It smells really good, by the way, guys. So this mesh basket here is specially designed so that the pasta won't be dropped into the water, it'll be dropping into the mesh. So it can easily take the pasta out, take it into the main pan, and even put the pasta with the main sauce and give it a stir. So it's not even going to be doing that separately. It's going to combine the two together as well, and that system does that. And it does with lots of the Italian dishes as well, like the pomodoro, pasta pomodoro, penne, and so on. And it mixes the spaghetti or the penne in with the sauce, so it's cooked exactly the way you'd have it cooked in a restaurant. Got a message in from Javier Eclusa. I am in contact with Moley to put in my new chalet in Zermatt. That sounds really interesting, Javier. So I'm glad you're in contact with us. That's great. Again, we'll be happy to do any virtual meetings. We're happy to give you a complimentary virtual demo of a recipe being cooked. And if you want to know more about the system, we can arrange the meeting as and when it's convenient for you. So it's great that you've already been in touch. Thank you very much. So the salt's gone in. The pan for the water and the pasta has just been turned on. So that's going to be turned on at the max, and it's going to heat up really quickly, which is good, saving time. And as soon as that hits the right point in temperature, the pasta will then go in. So some of the other frequently asked questions that we often get asked by lots of some inquiries that come through is, what if my pet jumps into the kitchen? So we have safety protocol for that. So say, for example, if something happens and a pet jumps in, or if a child actually put their hand in the kitchen and you want to deactivate or pause the whole cooking process, we have an emergency stop button. Now, the emergency stop button is required for all our models. You'll find it on the B Air model, you'll find it on this X Air model, and you'll find it on the Chef's Table model. So the red button, which is the safety shut-off button, you can press, and it will cut off the whole system, and the power, there'll be no power, and it'll be fully safe. And so that will eliminate any of those kind of problems. In terms of recipes, can you add your own recipes? Yes, you can. So we have an in-house chef, James Taylor, and we will be happy to look at your recipe. All you need to do is send a list of the ingredients, maybe a quick workflow sort of diagram or method, and our in-house chef, James, will cook the recipe, make notes, give all the information then to our engineers who will load all the algorithms, test it a couple of times, and then execute it onto the recipe cloud library. So it can be used either just for yourself, or it can be shared around the world. So yes, we can add your own recipe. So if you have a family favorite, if you have a recipe that's been handed down generations and you want it permanently in the recipe library, send that through, and we'll be happy to look at that recipe, redesign it slightly if we have to in terms of the robotic system, and we can certainly add your recipe to the library as well. Another frequently asked question is, what is the lead time for our system? So the lead time can vary depending on the size of the units and the model and the design and so on, but they can vary between 3 to 6 months. Is the kitchen available in the US? Yes, it is. It's available in the US for X Works. So that means you're just responsible for the shipping and the air freight. We can support you and provide you all the relevant documents for that, but it can be shipped out to the US or even the Far East as well as X Works, and we can support you on that. But it's fully certified for UK and Europe, and we will ship it out directly from here and calculate the shipping cost accordingly and ship to anywhere in the UK and anywhere in Europe. Messaging from Param. Can it make spaghetti? Yes, it can make spaghetti, yeah. Spaghetti in different formats. You can make spaghetti. You can have spaghetti. You can have a stir fry. You can do. We do kimchi, which is like a noodle and a sausage and vegetable kind of stir fry. We can certainly do that. But yeah, it makes spaghetti. It makes rigatoni. It makes tagliatelle. It makes penne. It makes all the pastas, but not just all the pastas, but also fresh pasta as well. So using the fresh pasta, it will cook in this pan. In this, for example, this particular recipe, we've got fresh rigatoni, and that will cook it in the pot, no problem, and then put it into the main pot and stir. Param, is it available in India? Yes, it's available for India ex-works, so you'll just be responsible for the shipping or the air freight. We'll support you with all the relevant documents, but we can ship out to India, and it's available, no problems. So here you can see the pasta, the rigatoni going in. So that's gone into the water. The water's nicely boiling, and straight into the actual mesh basket. So it's well contained, and when it's ready, within a few minutes, it'll be put into the actual sauce itself. Andreas Nedilakos, does it clean up after? No, it doesn't clean up after, but to be honest with you, there's hardly much cleaning to be done. The arm itself, you may just want to clean it with a damp cloth, a fiber damp cloth, once in a while, but because it's so neat and tidy, it hardly gets dirty, to be honest. But you can certainly clean it with a cloth, no problem. And everything else is dishwashable, so the pans, utensils, the containers, all can go in a dishwasher. And the surface you just clean like you would do in a normal kitchen environment. You can just clean that down with a damp cloth, and that can be done as well. So cleaning, really, there's not much involved, not much required.
Stir sauce.
As you can hear now, it's going to stir the sauce before the actual pasta goes in. The chives have just gone in. Lovely, perfect. Just checking to see if there's any more questions. 91% through now. We're almost at the final stage of this particular recipe. Definitely it's a recipe worth waiting for. I personally don't eat beef, so I'm not going to taste this, but I will show you the final result, and you'll be able to see exactly how it looks, as if you were going to receive it in a restaurant. So here the pasta, the rigatoni is boiling away nicely, and that would soon be ready. 93% all the way through. Thanks for all your patience, guys. I know this has been a long recipe, but it's certainly worth watching this one because it's so good in so many ways. Message in for Andreas Nedilakos. What is the price range for the models, for the various models? So the starting price is £60,000 GBP for a chef's table, starting price. And it can go up to about, say, 100, 120,000 GBP, depending on the type of kitchen design. So if you've got a premium kitchen design with an island and some large amount of units, it can go up to about 100, 120,000 pounds. But the actual starting price is £60,000 for a standalone chef's table system, and that includes everything, and we can certainly help you install that. So I would say send in a message via the website, the contact us page, and we'll send you some more information on the actual system. So now it's just waiting for the rigatoni to finish cooking, and it will then pour in the rigatoni with the sauce. check for any further questions. %, almost done. Another frequently asked question we get is, can the kitchen be retrofitted into an existing kitchen? Yes, it can. You can retrofit it. So if you have an existing kitchen, providing you've got the space of, say, about 1.2 by 1.2, we can certainly install, or you can have the standalone system, which is a chef's table, and that can be integrated into your existing kitchen.
Tip pasta into sauce.
There we go. You'll see now the pasta going into the sauce. You notice that it actually turned off the water, so it's going to not use an unnecessary energy. It's turned that off completely, so that's going to be cooling down finally. And now the pasta will go straight into the sauce. See how the mesh is useful in this particular recipe, how it keeps all the rigatoni together. So there's no wastage either. So time saving, less waste, and very energy efficient as well. Messaging from Andres Netkos. What did you say, 16K? No, 60K, I beg your pardon. 60,000, 60,000. That's the starting price of our chef's table, and it can go up to about 100,000 GBP pounds, depending on the size of the kitchen, for some premium design kitchen, which may have an island or something. No, not 16, 60, 60000. Just see if there's any further questions. There we go. So it's 100% finished. It's stirred in the actual rigatoni nicely. It's going to do it's done the final stir, and I'm going to show you the final result. And it will tell me when it's complete.
Recipe.
There we go, recipe cooking finished. Excellent, there we go. So let me show you the final result. Let's just quickly grab that. There we go, straight out of the pan and into the bowl. There we go, you can see there. You can see the chives quite clearly, mincemeat, everything's cooked, rigatoni's perfectly cooked. Absolutely, looks absolutely stunning. So I can expect that in a restaurant easily. I'm sure it tastes just as good as it looks, but obviously I can't taste this, but it's definitely great for the other members of staff to have as a late lunch today. So thank you all very much for joining today. Thank you for joining me for this recipe cooking demo, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather here in London. It's nice and sunny and warm, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.